Namaskar, my name is Raju Gautam and I am teaching in Vishwa. So today I am going to teach a new topic, science teacher. I am a science teacher, so I am going to teach a new topic of class 3 science unit 1, that is called a living things. Living things. Now students, you know very well that there are different type of things which you see around our surrounding or around our environment. Now basically most of them are very common to us and we have seen clearly to them, and we know that we also commonly known to them. Now living things around our surrounding, there are different type of things like trees, plants, animals, cow, buffalo, and after that certain type of human beings. We can see a human beings also, even a cat, dog, and even a very small things like insects, any type of insect. It may be an ant, it may be a spider, it may be a butterfly, whatever it is. All those things which have life in them are called a living things. So I'm going to write down the definition regarding the living things. Things which have life in them are called living things. Now students, this is the definition of living things. The things which have life in them, that means they have got a life in them, are called a living things. Now examples. Human at first. Animals. Birds, fish, and etc. These are the certain examples regarding the living things. Now humans they live. Animals also, they have got a life in them. Birds also, they have got a life in them, and fish also, they have got a life in them. Now whatever the things it may be, some of them they live on land and some of them they live in water. That's why I have given an example of fish also here, because fish they live in water, but even though if they are living in water, they are living things. They have got a life in them, so that's why they are living things. Birds I have written here as an example. Why? Because birds also they fly in the air, but even though if they fly in the air or they spend most of the time in the air or on the trees, but they are also living things because they have got life in them. Animals, you can see different type of animals in your surrounding. Even though students, I hope that most of the students they have reared the animals at home, like cow or a buffalo or it may be a goat. So these animals are also a living things. Now animals, whatever the animals it may be, they are a living things. Regarding humans, we are humans. Yes, I am a human, you are a human, staying at home, you are a human, your parents, everything, your teachers, whoever it may be, humans, those are the humans. It comes under the category of humans. Why? Because we have got a life in us, so that's why we are also called living things. Now I'm going to write down a certain features. Today I'm going to tell you regarding certain features of living things. Now regarding the features of living things, here I am going to write down features of living things. I hope this one is clear. Features of living things. Now point number one, what do you think that it will be the features of a living things? Students, the things which have life in them are called living things. Now basically if you think very nicely, then you know the answers of features of living things. Why? Because living things, they need different type of things from the environment. One of the most important thing is that food and water. Living things need food and water. Living things need food and water. This food and water. Without food and water, living things, they cannot survive. Every day we eat food, whether it is in the morning time or in the daytime or in the evening time or at night time, dinner. Whatever that one, it comes under food. Water, especially during this hot summer season, we drink within an hour or 2 hours or 3 hours, we drink water. So that's why food and water is one of the basic needs for the living things. Basic need for the living things. Point number 2, living things reproduce. Students, this one is very important point. Living things reproduce. As you can see, if any animals are there in here at home, whether you are rearing or not, but basically most of the people, they rear cow, buffalo. Cow and buffaloes, they used to give a birth to their young ones. That is called reproduce. Reproduce means they reproduce their young ones. Even a dog, they used to give a birth to a puppies. So that's why reproduction is the next basic things regarding the features of a living things. Point number 3. Living things breath. Now, breathing. Every animals, they breathe. Whether it is a human beings like us, we need to breathe. We need to inhale oxygen and we need to exhale carbon dioxide. Breathing is one of the most important features of living things. One of the most important features of living things, breathing. Breathing also one of the most important things regarding the living things, breathing. We need to breathe. Every animals, they breathe. If you observe very nicely, students, you can see that even the cow and buffalo which you are rearing at home, they used to breathe. Now this is the point number 3 regarding the features of living things. Now here, point number 4. In point number 4, living things feel and react. Now students, you know very well that living things feel and reacts. Every living things, they feel and they react. Now feel means if you pinch someone, then they feel. If you beat someone, they feel. That is the meaning of feeling. React, if you are sad, that means you are reacting on behalf of something others. Reaction. Okay, react. Now feel and react. Every living things, they feel and react. Even a flower, if you pluck it from the pot of a flower and if you keep it at home for 2 or 3 days, it feel. Why? Because it slowly it goes to dry and it die. That is the meaning of feeling and react. Now point number 5, living things need food, living things reproduce, living things breathe, living things grow. Every living things, they grow. You observe at your home, whether it is a calf or whether it is a puppy or whether it is a kitten, small one which has been given a birth. Now this calf or puppies or this calf, puppies, they grow from the small and they become an adult and they become big. So living things grow. Even students, you are growing. Last year you were in class 2 and this year you are in class 3. That means you are growing. Gradually you are also growing. That is the fifth features of a living things. Fifth important features of a living things. Living things grow. Living things grow. Point number 6. Reproduce. Living things reproduce, breath, living things feel and react, living things grow. Very important point. Movement. Living things move. Now students, living things move. As you can see that I am moving. I can move my hand from here to here. This is a movement. Only living things can do this one. Non-living things, it cannot do anything. Like example, this marker. If I kept here, down on the table, it doesn't move. It remains still. This one is a non-living things. But living things, they move. I move from here to here. I can move. That is called a movement. So this is the next 6th very important features regarding the living things. It is one of the most important features of living things. Living things move. As usually you can see that many people, they move here and there in a marketplace. That is called a movement. So move. Living things also, they move. Now the last point regarding the living things is living things die. After a certain time period of each and every living things which have life in them, they die. Certainly they die. Even the plants, they die after a certain period of time. This means living things, they die. After a certain period of time, they die. These are the basic things regarding the living things. Now again, my dear students, you should remember what is living things, its definitions, what is living things, along with this example, and features of living things. I have written here 7 points. These 7 points are very important things, and you should try to remember at least 4 points from here. At least 4 points from here. Living things grow, living things move, living things die, living things feels and react, living things need food and water, living things reproduce, and living things breath. These are the certain features of living things. Now, my dear students, I would like to give you a certain homework for you. Only 3 or 4 homeworks I would like to give to you. Number 1, I would like to give you, question number 1, I would like to give you, what are living things? What are living things? Give 4 examples. Give 4 examples. Question number 2, write any 4 features of living things. Write any 4 features of living things. And question number 3, from question number 3, draw a picture of any one living thing which you like most. These 3 homework. My dear students, I ask you to do these 3 homeworks and submitted this homework in the page of Jyoti in AdMe. These are the 3 homeworks I would like my dear students to complete it at home, and please submit it this one in the AdMe. Okay, only for this much for today. Next time I'm going to come with a new topic. Namaskar.